Welcome everyone, Dylan Gemelli here today with a brand new video for you. Today I am going to talk to you about my least favorite steroids. But before we get into that, just a big shout out and thank you to everybody supporting the channel. You guys are amazing. You make my day every single day with the things that I've been reading. I got to tell you, the loyalty means everything to me. Please, if you haven't yet, subscribe, like, share, feed the algorithm. Please, it helps the channel grow. I'm going to continue to produce more and more content. I'm going to give you the best quality content out there to the best of my ability, but we got to keep continuing the channel growth, and you guys have done nothing but help me, and I can't thank you enough. So let's talk about my least favorite steroids. Now, let me preface this. I'm calling it least favorite steroids. If we talked about least favorite performance-enhancing drugs, my first three would not be steroids. All right? It would be, I don't know what kind of, I still can't decide. I'm thinking it would probably be DNP, Clenbuterol, insulin. But it would be those three. And then T3 would probably be in there too. But those three for sure. And I can talk about that at a different time. But I don't even like to even talk about DNP and insulin, to be honest with you. I mean, that's to each their own thing. I'm not your dad, like I always say. I just don't want nothing to do with anything to do with that. Talking about it, nothing. Just trust me, they're my two least favorite. And then Clenbuterol, I think most people know, and I've made a video on that. I just despise Clenbuterol with everything I've got. But those aren't steroids. This video is about my least favorite steroids. Now, generally, I do top 5 lists. I don't really have 5 that I just really don't like. My 4 and 5, I'm going to tell you what I would if I was forced to really put something in there. You know, my top 2 especially are pretty definitive. My third one, I don't really care for it much either. But let me do 5 and 4 for you, and you might be kind of surprised at 5, but I had to pick something, so I picked Equipoise. I'm going to tell you why, because I think Equipoise gets overblown on its capabilities. The one that really gets me is the endurance. Look, like I said, we all react differently, and that's something I preach all the time. But let me tell you something right now. I'm a 10-mile-a-day runner, okay? And most of you know I'm a big endurance, big cardio person. I've used Equipoise countless times at stupid doses that I don't even recommend nor condone anymore. I've never really seen it help my endurance at all. And it's nothing in comparison to like a GW 501516 or SR 9009. I think a lot of people love the idea of certain things with Equipoise, and it's just not that strong, like the whole hunger thing. You might notice a little bit of appetite increase on it, but far more often than not, you're not going to notice much of anything with that. It's things like that, you know. Some people feel like they get a lot of endurance from it. Okay, I'm not going to doubt you, and it's definitely possible. Possible benefit, sure. But to act like it's anything like something hardcore or whatever, I really feel it's overblown. I understand it's for horror. I understand the background on it and that what it was used for. I get it. I just haven't seen it, and not many people I've coached have seen it. And I know when something helps a run. Trust me. I am so dialed in on it, and I never got much of anything from it, and I ran it multiple times from the best damn, producers out there, brands, companies. I assure you. So it's fine. I like it, but I don't love it, and so that's why I picked it number 5. Number 4 is Trenbolone. Look, anybody that tells you they don't love the results from Tren, okay, whatever. Once again, I'm not going to sit here and call you a liar, but I'm going to question that. It's hard. I mean, if we're just talking results-based, Tren's going to be everybody's favorite. I'm pretty sure we're aware of that, or at least most. But I'm talking about everything else that comes along with it, and that's why I won't use it again. We know how it's just side effect riddled, but the couple that really, I can deal with side effects to a point, even though the older I get, the less I want to deal with them. But what it does to me mentally and emotionally, I never want to feel or experience that again, because I've never had something really do that to me. Like, I'm in really good control of emotions and that. And the things that I felt on that, from just like being down all the time and so over emotional and just being up and down and all over the place and thinking just random weird off the wall shit that I just don't do. That, having a libido loss with it, you know, the first couple of times it was like, oh, I was like just on fire, you know, with sexual enhancement, and then for it to drag me down the way it did later, and then the horrible, wretched night sweats my poor wife had to deal with, and me waking up just, you know, especially in the winter. Oh, it was bad. You know, things like that. I don't, you know, but the mental really is the one that got me the most. And anything that affects anything sexually, I flip. I can't deal with that either. So these things, that's why I put it here, because you can easily see there's a lot of drawbacks to it. And when it's, you run in cycles, especially, I want to feel good. I don't want to feel like a freaking lunatic, like my head is just all over the place and I'm up and down and depressed and happy and sad and shit that I don't ever feel. I never, ever want to experience that again. So that's where Tren would be. But then I just want to make it clear that the results, you know, but risk versus reward, to me personally, it's just not there. It's just not there for my happiness and my sanity. So 3, 2, and 1 definitely are ones I'm never going to run again, and that I really just don't like at all. Halotestin's number 3. I just don't see the point in halotestin, to put something in your body that is that damn toxic, that can make you that aggressive and that angry. And for what? So you can get some aggression and strength, because you're not gaining any size. You're going to get some muscle hardening, but it's going to all go away when you're done. That strength is certainly not going to last, nor is that aggression. Not with that. So what exactly is the point? I guess, as I've said in the past, if you're like a UFC fighter, you know you're not going to, it's not going to hurt you on terms of making weight. And the problem, though, is the what it can do to you. You know, toxicity-wise, aggression-wise, it can make you out of control. It's one of the only times that I've ever been just so angry on something where I was like, I can control it, but it's really hard, you know? And it's not something I ever want to experience nor put my wife through again. I will not do it. I will not touch it. Number 3 on my list. Number 2 is D-ball. And look, once again, there's results-wise with D-ball that are hard to argue. Like, one is the way you feel on it. I mean, you really do feel good in terms of, you know, a lot of these compounds, they have side effects that can, like, especially orals that are so toxic. D-ball will make you feel godlike in the gym. It really does. So that's one thing about it. And you can't argue with the amount of strength that you get from it, nor the amount of weight you can gain. But for me, anything that adds sloppy, unwanted water weight and even controlling estrogen, you're still going to get it. It's nothing I want anything to do with. I coach people on it all the time, people that love it. It's one of the most popular, widely used, and cheapest to make, etc. It's great for so many people. But for me, you're asking me my list. It's easily number 2. It is the complete polar opposite of what I aim for or want with my body in life. So that's why I have it number 2. Number 1 is Superdrol. I think most of you that follow me know my just disdain and hatred and just how much I freaking despise Superdrol. I have never felt like such dog shit in my life. Now, once again, the only thing that's made me stronger is Anadrol. And it's close. But I did get stronger with Anadrol. Granted, I was also stacking Anadrol with Tren. So, yeah, so very easily Superdrol could have made me the strongest on its own, and I gained a ton of size, but I have never felt such just pure shit and lack of wanting to do anything. And I mean anything. I did not want to get out of bed, and this was only 2.5, 3 weeks in, but I gained so much size and so much strength, but I was absolutely miserable. I was a prick. I didn't want to do anything. I've never felt so unmotivated. I mean, from something like that, that made me a completely different person I never want to know or see again. I've never felt that shitty again on anything, not even with Tren, and I will never, if you pay me, I will not use Superdrol. I just won't do it. I don't need to feel like that again. Some people do fine with it. I did great with Anadrol. Some people can't even go near it. Just for me personally, if this is just for me to give you insight on things that I have done personally. There is nothing like on my shit list than Superdrol. And look, I didn't run it with testosterone either, granted, so that could have helped. Well, I know it would have helped, at least in my view. But that experience, I don't ever want to even think about it again. I really don't. It is just the worst of the worst of the worst for me personally. So that's Dylan Gemelli's least favorite steroids. Hope that was entertaining and insightful. Please stay tuned for plenty more to come. Dylan Gemelli signing off.